lick the door mirror and stick it on like that.
It'll be fine, absolutely.
Oh, just before we do the news, we've had a letter. Got to share it with you. Here, pink note paper. All the eyes have got little circles on them. Ready? Dear Richard.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I watched Top Gear. I think you're the best-looking guy on the programme.
That's hardly an achievement, is it?
You're cool. It's a fair point. You're cool, good-looking, ace hairstyle, wicked clothes, best wishes. That's Stuart.
It's a modern world, that's all right,
It gets
Stuart.
better, because would you like to know Stuart's address?
Not really, no.
The Folkestone Wing, Her Majesty's Prison, Broadmoor.
Broadmoor?
He's getting out soon and he wants to know...
But he could be watching now,
listen.
shut up!
What did you do with all the shirts from the last series? Can I have them?
Oh, yes. How long is he going to be at that address, do we know?
It's better than that. Stuart, come on in. I'm kidding. Swift, and I have to say, when I saw that, I thought, that is a £10,000 car. But actually, I was wrong. It's about £9,785. Now, you know the old Swift that's gone out of production, and that was sort of named for irony.
Yeah, really. It was a Suzuki Slug.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This one, though, this is going to have a very trick 1.5-litre petrol engine with 101 brake horsepower. And it'll be light, because these little Suzukis always are. I think that'll be brilliant. Actually, I think that could probably be our next reasonably priced car.
The Council for the Protection of Rural England is mounting a campaign to try and stop councils putting so many road signs up at the side of the road. We've got a photograph here which demonstrates the scale of...
Is that real?
That is a real photograph. This is a council that's obsessed about being sued and has done that. We absolutely really do throw our weight, for what it's worth, which isn't much, behind the CPRE on that, because that sort of thing is preposterous.
No, I'm not throwing my weight behind that.
Why?
Have you seen who's behind them?
Who?
Bill Bryson.
So?
Well, I think that man is a danger, frankly. Because one thing I can't stand, it's beardy, sanctimonious, patronising Americans in tartan trousers coming to England and trying to persuade us to turn it into a museum. He wants the East End full of cheeky Cockney chaps pushing wheelbarrows full of eels, and he wants Northerners to be industrialists with big braces and blokes dying of the consumption. Morning, Bill. I've got the consumption. It's traditional, all right? I said, Bill, if you're watching, OK, you won't be watching, obviously, because we're not talking about steam engines or longboats or bear baiting, but if you happen to have tuned in by mistake, we're not interested in the views of stupid Americans who come over here with their big video cameras saying, gee, I love your history, it's just so old. Sod off.
Who's he?
We've actually got a photograph of a road in Japan, actually, that had been used as a test route for the Discovery. I think we can show that to you. There you are. That's the kind of damage you can do with one of those things.
And the news is that we are for sale. On eBay, there is a signed picture of the three of us.
Really?
All our signatures on it. How much do you think that's going for?
£1 million.
£20,000.
£5?
Somebody said £5.
Thank you.
£5. Any advance on £5? £4.20.
What?
£4.20?
Yeah. You can sell anything on eBay these days.
Really?
Yeah, I sold a part-used box of cigarettes a while back.
What?
A what?
Part-used box of cigarettes that I found in my house. A builder left them, painter.
Yeah.
2 had been smoked, and obviously I don't smoke, so I took a picture of them and stuck them on eBay.
Did somebody buy them?
£6.50.
What was the list of things you'd done before you got down to auctioning off partly used packets of cigarettes?
I made £6.50, which is more than being spent.
You may remember in the last series that we did a thing about how you could speed horse boxes up. Because they always go far too slowly, have horses in them, and that's the problem. The horse sort of rolls around in there if you go too fast. So we thought, you came up with the idea
I thought we could wedge more horses in and could squash them in and they can't move.
And there was a chap standing here, he said, why don't you have a horse where you live and a horse where you're going, and then you don't need... Which was brilliant. But we've had a letter, OK, and from an 11-year-old girl called Emily Nelsey, OK? And Emily says that you can't pack horses in unless they're dead, deboned and in olive oil. And she says that's neither humane nor practical, OK?
She's right.
So she sent us her solution, OK? I've got it here. Imagine this is the horse box, OK? There are the doors. She's drawn that on for you. And inside, Look,
Hey!
the horse is suspended, right, by elastic from the ceiling and then tied by elastic to the floor, so you can really jiggle it around and it never touches the side. Look.
Nobody's tried that on a real horse, have they?
You've got a real horse.
If I went into the horse box with my stallion and a length of elastic and some rope, I'd get... I hadn't looked at it like that until I would get killed, but not in the way you're thinking.
Series BMW photographs have been revealed this week. Thought you might like to have a look. There it is. Now, found a few things out about it. It's going to be a range of petrol engines, obviously. 2 litre, 2.5, 3 litre. There'll be a diesel. Inevitably, of course, there'll be an M3 along in a while. It's bigger in the back, bigger boots, bigger car. And the best thing, I think, is that the man responsible for ruining the look of all BMWs in recent years has obviously been locked in a cupboard while they did that one. This is not really that ugly to behold.
You're talking about Bangle, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I'm not having this ruined all BMWs. The 7 Series, I think, looks fabulous. And the Z4, that is a fantastic-looking car.
No, you're not quite right there. I mean, I agree with you. No, you're not. He's good, but the 7 Series is a little bit wonky. That was the first one he did. That was an experiment. The 6 Series, that is a truly fabulous model.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder offering their opinion on the BMW range there. Ones that they measure your average speed between 2 given points. So I was going through Northampton the other day, okay, and there's a 50-mile-an-hour speed limit, about 2 miles. Now, when you've got to maintain an average speed of 50, it means the only thing that you can look at is the speedometer. So you drive like that. You can hear the wheelchairs going under the wheels and the babies and old ladies. I'm not looking at. I swear to God, right? They are going to kill people. Trust me.
They're forward-facing, though, am I right?
Yeah, the cameras, they take a picture as you're going towards them, yeah.
I approve of those.
Why?
Because I'm a motorcyclist.
What's that got to do with it?
There's no number plate on the front of a bike.
Bike is It's true.
It's true. It's a fair thing. I never thought, why? Why is that?
No, but the thing is, I've been through Northampton on the bike.
Why is there no number plate?
Well, I believe they were actually made illegal in early 70s.
Well, because they used to be upright on the front mudguard.
Yeah.
Like
So if you had a crash, it was like somebody just putting a meat cleaver in your head, essentially.
I'd like to make. Last week it was Remembrance Sunday and we weren't wearing poppies. Brought them down here and then left them in the dressing room rather stupidly, so I would like to say big sorry for that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, I'd like to say sorry. I'm sorry.
What is interesting, however, is that the number of people who rang up and complained about me driving the Land Rover Discovery up a mountain is this long.
That's a lot.
That's how many people complained. The number of people who complained about us not wearing poppies?
That's none.
Not one.
Right.
So hang on, that means nobody bothered to complain that we haven't commemorated our fallen soldiers, the people who gave us freedom to do what we want, but then they write in to complain that you've, run over some moss?
Yeah,
or
that's basically it.
weird
I've
world.
killed moss.
It's a strange world we live in, isn't it? Really?
Weird, because I was talking to a surgeon just last week, and he was telling me, you know these new bikes that have got a very pronounced fuel tank in front of the saddle?
Yeah, a lot of sports bikes.
Do you know what the most common injury is now when you've had an accident? Your testes torn off.
Oh, no.
No, it's a fact. It's a fact. So you can do that to a speed camera, but the next thing you know... This surgeon was telling me he now spends most of his life sewing testicles on people, which is annoying if you're a woman. Well, you don't know. They were my boyfriends. You now know what you've done. I'd love to be. I'd sew them on someone's ears. Serves you right for being a biker. Now you've got earrings.
I'd sew them on the shoulders. So the next time somebody said, "Well done, mate." Oh!